In this video, we are going to talk about let statements and some other fun stuff. So let's start with a let statement and what exactly a let statement is. Here we have a problem to solve. Ralph had $35. After he spent some money, he had $19 left. How much money did Ralph spend? The first thing we have to do is always look at the very last part because that tells us what we're trying to figure out. How much money did Ralph spend? We always look to the question. We're trying to figure out how much money Ralph spent. So then we write a let statement, and we have to pick a variable to represent the money that Ralph spent. So our let statement could read, let M equal money Ralph spent. Excellent. That's our let statement. It tells us what our variable M, I picked M because of money, it tells us what our variable M is going to represent. M equals the money Ralph spent. Alright, so that's a let statement. Now we need to write some equations. So remember, with my variable M, I also know that Ralph had $35 to begin with. Then he spent some money, which is the M. We don't know how much he spent, but some. And he ended up with 19 left. So an equation might be 35 minus M, because he started with $35, he spent some, equals 19. He had $19 left. Now think of fact families. How else could I write this? Well, I could write this as 35 minus 19 equals M. And with subtraction, we know we can write two addition fact families. 19 plus M equals 35. And M plus 19 equals 35. Alright. So I have my let statement, and I have my four equations. Now I want to solve this. So looking at this equation, I have one piece of information, 35 minus M equals 19. This equation here, 35 minus 19, gives me two pieces of information and then the equal sign. So I'm going to use that one. 35 minus 19 equals M. I'm going to do some margin work. And I get 16. So M equals 16. And that's my answer. And finally, the last thing I should do is write a sentence. Ralph spent $16. Excellent. Let's do another example. Here's a problem to solve. Wendy washed 72 windows in an apartment building. She had 98 windows to wash altogether. How many more windows does Wendy need to wash? So the first thing I'm going to do is look for my question mark. There's my question mark. So this sentence here is my question. How many more windows does Wendy need to wash? And I'm going to write a let statement on that. So I'm trying to figure out how many more windows Wendy needs to wash. So I'm going to write my let statement like this. Let W equal the number of windows Wendy has to wash. Good. So my let statement really describes the variable I'm using and what the variable is going to represent. So W equals the number of windows Wendy has to wash. Alright, now the information I know is that she washed 72 windows. She had 98 altogether. So how many more does she need to wash? So an equation could be 98 minus 72 equals W. 98 windows minus the 72 she washed equals how many she has left to wash. I could also write this as 98 minus W equals 72. And along with two subtraction equations, I could write two addition ones. 72 plus W equals 98, and W plus 72 equals 98. Okay, now which one of these do you think I should use? Which one gives me two pieces of information before the equal symbol? This one here. It gives me two pieces of information before the equal symbol. I'm going to use it. 98 minus 72. So I'm going to do some margin work. 98 minus 72 is 26. So my answer is W equals 26. And I put a box around it. Excellent. Now I'll write a sentence for that. Wendy has 26 windows to wash. Because my sentence should match my let statement, which was let W equal the number of windows Wendy has to wash. Wendy has 26 windows to wash. And that's using let statements and writing equations, thinking about fact families when you do addition and subtraction problems.